when people and things are starting to fade out of your life, just know that it is actually a good sign. It is a good sign that things are shifting for you, that things are changing for you. And I know change can be very overwhelming sometimes and it's scary, but there is nothing that is more constant in this world than change. Imagine being the same person that you were 10 years ago. The things that you knew, like the way that you did things. Imagine if you were still that same person. Wouldn't that be very scary? But you are different now. You know more. And you know now what you want and what you don't want because of a lot of changes that happen in your life. So change is a beautiful thing. I know it sucks sometimes when the people that we love hurt us and people start to fade out of our life and we have to grieve them. But it's okay to also look at it in a different perspective. It is okay to finally see that as a sign of growth. Sometimes when people fade out of our life, it's just because there's just no resonance anymore. And that's a good thing. Because when something leaves your life, that just means that something new and something better is going to come in your life as well. And I've experienced this so many times in my life where things starts to change for me and I start to get overwhelmed and I get scared because I don't know what's going to happen next. But looking back, I cannot be more grateful to the things that did change, because if it did not change, I would not be where I am today. I wouldn't have experienced the beautiful experiences that I've experienced after that change. Certain people wouldn't be in my life now. Certain experiences I wouldn't experience if that change did not happen. So change is exciting. I think that it's so exciting when things start to change now in my life. Of course, I have moments where I'm sad and I feel heavy and I feel that I have to grieve some stuff. Once I am done with that, I realized, oh wow, things are changing. That means something new is coming in. Spaces is being created. I just wanted to remind you also that everything that happens is happening for you and it's not happening to you. Everything that's going on, every challenges that you're facing are all stepping stones, are all working out for you, and you will see that. I mean, even now looking back, think about everything that was so difficult and so scary because of all the uncertainty. But you're still fine. You're here. Probably because of those things, you wouldn't be where you're at today. I'm just here to remind you because I know when things starts to change, we still get, overwhelmed. To this day, for myself, I still have to constantly remind myself that it's okay. Hey, just experience it. It's uncomfortable, but that's fine. That's completely fine. Of course, everyone wants better for themselves. They want better lifestyle, they want better income, they want better relationships. But when it comes to change, I think a lot of the times when things start to change for a lot of people, they start to feel overwhelmed, and so they start to kind of revert back to what's comfortable and what's known. Like, I've experienced a lot of this in my life where I go back and forth and back and forth. It's like I want something and then universe gives it to me, but then I start to feel I don't know, like I feel so uncomfortable right now. And then you start to second guess yourself and you start to, well, maybe I should just do this. Maybe I should just get back to my old habits. But those very old habits were the one that was keeping me stuck, only because it was what was known, what was familiar to me. And people do that all the time. And they want something, but when it comes down to it, they would rather choose to struggle, not because they want to struggle, not because you guys don't want to change, but because it's what's known. You know what's going to happen next. Our minds are always wired to choosing what's comfortable because it thinks that it's protecting us from something, because, oh no, like I don't know what's going to happen next, so I'd rather just choose what I know. But remind yourself that change is a good thing, and change will always lead to something better. And so now when that happens to me and I want to change, I just tell myself, hey, I know you want to choose something that's a little bit more easier and a little bit more in the known side, but it's safe, it's okay, let's move forward that way. It's more exciting that way anyways, because we don't know what's gonna happen. We don't know who we're gonna meet. We don't know the experiences that we're going to experience. So let's start moving that way. It's fine, it's good. And so it's important to remind ourselves that. I also wanted to emphasize the importance of how we are spending our energy. All of us want something, right? We all want a desired reality. We all want a certain thing. We want a better relationship. We want a better life. We want better jobs. And this is when energy is truly so important. Energy is what we use to create for ourselves. You don't know it, but you're creating every second with the thoughts that you think, with the energy you use up. Without energy, you cannot create the life that you want. You could through actions, but it's gonna take you a long time. And I've realized that for myself. So energy is like money. If you are not mindful of how you're spending your money, if you're being irresponsible, buying things impulsively, at the end of the day, you'll see that you're in negatives, that you won't have any more money left to go buy what is really essential for you. And I see that energy is like that. If you constantly spend time in drama, if you constantly victimize yourself, if you're constantly not being true to yourself and associating yourself with toxic people that are not good for you, people that deplete you of it, you won't have any energy left to create for yourself. I used to be a people pleaser, and I always wanted to make things easier for everyone, and I wanted to show up for everyone. I realized I reset myself more when I do that. I cannot create and I cannot vibrate higher if I'm constantly in a low vibrational mood. And so I needed to learn how to love myself, how to show up for myself, how to keep my energy to myself. With self-love, it taught me to put up boundaries. It's hard. It is so hard to say no. It is so hard to speak up, but it must be done if we want to protect ourselves, if we want to show up for ourselves. Even if you do have that intention to, well, I just want to be that person for people. I understand that, but if you are depleted, how are you supposed to show up with your best self? You cannot show up when you are depleted. So this is why I'm like, wow, self-love is truly so powerful, because when I am being that person for myself, I can show up the best version, and I can pour into others because I'm just overflowing, right? And so it's so important to really love yourself and to realize that self-love is key, love is key. And sometimes when people are mean to you or people are reacting to you and hurts your feelings, just know that it has nothing to do with you. It really has nothing to do with you. Every time I notice that when people are mean to me and I really look closely, it's just because they are having a war with themselves. It's not because of you. And so now it's so much easier for me to just shrug it off and just be like, well, sounds like they just have a little bit of stuff that they need to work on. It's really not about me. It's not really me. I didn't really do anything. I was just being myself. Everyone is a mirror. And so when people look at you, they really just see themselves. If they are having a war with themselves, they will try and project that outside because they don't know how to look within. And so try to not take people personally. Sometimes people can only meet you where they're at. So unfortunately, that's when we just have to love them from afar, and that's completely okay. That doesn't mean we hate them or we resent them. Sometimes we're just distancing ourselves because we love ourselves and we don't want to lower our own vibration from dealing with them. Sometimes we just gotta let people be themselves, figure themselves out, learn by themselves. Because, when we love deeply, we want to save everyone, but we cannot save everyone that doesn't want to save themselves. They have to know, they have to learn for themselves. And anyways, I don't know where this video is going. I guess I'm just speaking my mind. I hope that you can resonate with my message. I'm just being called to speak and speak my mind. I think it's important. Sometimes we forget. So thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you got something from it, and I love you guys so much. Please send out love and not hate. Try to remember that everything is happening for you and not to you. Also, be kind to yourself, especially when you're in this journey of you just can't relate to anybody. You're just feeling lonely. Sometimes you don't feel like you fit in. Be that person for yourself. Be there for yourself and be kind and compassionate with yourself and others. Love you guys, and remember that you are guided, you're supported, and you're loved so much. Love you guys. Till my next video.